Students in Virginia Beach had their first virtual learning day today.
This is part of the school district's plan to make up those 4 days lost to Hurricane Florence.
Ernie LeBeau talked to some parents and students about some confusion outside of the classroom.
Well, this is the first time that Virginia Beach school system is trying this virtual learning method. Now, is virtual learning that can be done anywhere, but really stresses the importance of inside and outside the classroom learning. It's learning that can be done anywhere. Students in Virginia Beach are trying what's called a virtual learning day.
Told me to go to Schoology. It's like a new thing we're doing at school, just like a website.
It's a day away from the class, but with work to do from other places. And this is because of missed class time due to Hurricane Florence when the governor ordered a mandatory evacuation. A Tallwood High School student, Richard Dukes, is not completely sold on it.
Honestly, I would say go to school normally. Just maybe make up on Saturdays because when you're at home, you don't really think about school.
These fourth graders from Lincoln Park Elementary School were given the virtual assignment to become weather reporters. But Jasmine Smith says her daughter did not get an assignment at Brendan Middle School. She spent the day hanging with a friend